If you want to keep her, you've been told to love her more, open up more, and give more. However, the majority of men are actually ignored in this way. It's not the man who gives the most that she can't forget. It's the one she has no control over. The person who can leave without making a fuss. The one who, even when he doesn't say anything, leaves her wondering what he's thinking. Without pursuing, pleading, or losing your dignity, you will discover in this video the precise steps that transform attraction into obsession. These aren't tricks. These are systems that subtly tip the scales in your favor. You'll never view relationships the same way after you see how this works, so pay close attention. And you'll know exactly how to turn into the man she's always thinking about by the end. Most men believe that they will receive more love in return if they give more. They make an effort to always be there, open up, and give time and attention. The fact is, though, that when something is constant, it loses its uniqueness. It feels good to be loved. It's secure and warm. However, it becomes less prominent if it is never contested. You no longer notice it. This is where fear enters the picture. It's weakness to be afraid of being yelled at, controlled, or threatened. I am referring to the fear of losing something of value without uttering a word. A man with true boundaries instills this fear. He doesn't give an explanation for his anger. He makes no effort to persuade her that he is valuable. He retreats if she goes too far. She begins to think about him more than before during that quiet. Absence is powerful, and she senses his absence. She learns that he won't violate his own principles in order to retain her. At that point, respect emerges. You see, obsession is not a result of love alone. Respect works, and when she understands that you're prepared to leave, she will respect you. The majority of women don't have an obsession with love. The man who feels complete without their love is the object of their obsession. They can't get that man out of their minds. They are pursuing that man. He isn't cruel, he isn't mean, he simply has strong morals. You stand out when you can leave without any drama, because 99% of men will compromise their morals in order to retain a woman. They will argue, plead, or make a greater effort. They lose her respect because of this. Love cannot be replaced by fear. It keeps it safe. She can take you for granted without worrying about losing you. You cease to be her top priority after that. Giving love while maintaining your boundaries is the ideal balance. Never be needy, but be warm. Take a sudden step back if she no longer values you. Punishing her is not the goal. It's about demonstrating the cost of your presence without using words. Where you are not respected, you leave. She fights to keep you at that point. Her focus becomes genuine at that point. Making her feel unsafe is not the goal of fear. It's about showing her that you're not always committed to her. Your life, your standards, and your value as a person are not for sale. She is capable of loving you. She can have fun with you. She won't try to keep you, though, if she doesn't fear losing you. And the man she is powerless over, she keeps thinking about that one. Even if you're loyal, intelligent, and honest, people won't see your worth if you appear insecure. The world is blind to your reality. It sees what you display. For this reason, a man's image is just as important as his actual circumstances. Lying or posing as someone else is not the point here. It's about managing how people perceive you. Facts are not where women begin. It all begins with emotions. She is not listing all of your positive qualities when she is with you. She's observing your presence, posture, and tone. Without using words, she is asking herself, how do I feel in his space? She can sense your nervous energy if you appear to be seeking approval, and she loses interest as soon as she senses it. Being ostentatious or noisy is not the goal of a powerful image. It's about maintaining your confidence. You project confidence even when you're not sure of yourself. You do not blow up when you are angry. You display it in a composed and controlled manner. You do nothing and let her approach you when you want to chase. Silence is strength. Attraction stems from mystery. Don't reveal everything to her too soon. People pursue things they are unable to fully understand. The interest wanes if it seems like she has figured you out in a week. Keep a portion of yourself hidden in a way that makes her wonder, but not in a phony way. Present 80%. Keep the remainder in your eyes. Give her the freedom to use her imagination. More often than not, what she constructs in her mind will have greater impact than anything you say. Excessive sharing undermines appeal. Respect is lost when you have to explain yourself all the time. A man who is present doesn't try to explain himself to everyone. He gives others the opportunity to experience him. There is a distinction. She is investing in you while she is attempting to understand you. She can ignore you if she believes she already knows everything. You must therefore safeguard your reputation. Additionally, one's image encompasses more than just their appearance or posture. It's how you respond in stressful situations. Do not jump to your defense if she puts you to the test. Avoid getting sucked into a debate just to prove your point. The man who is aware of his value doesn't give an explanation. His reactions reflect that. Even if you are the greatest man she has ever met, she won't notice if you come across as weak. She will sense that you are strong, even if you are mediocre in many ways. Perception has a greater effect on the mind than truth does. If you can manipulate perception, you can manipulate the narrative. Every woman will put you to the test. It can be small or large at different times. She may withdraw, alter her voice, or give conflicting cues. It's not always done to harm you. It's to check if you break. Here, most men fall short. They try to win her back with words, panic, or give too many explanations. She loses interest at that precise moment. A strong man is aware of when to act like the fox and when to act like the lion. Strength is the lion. Without raising his voice, he asserts his position. He establishes limits without pleading for them to be adhered to. Just his presence conveys the message, I refuse to move. Intelligence is the fox. Despite seeing the trap, he avoids it. He waits, listens, and only takes action when it is appropriate. You can be provoked if you're just the lion. You will appear unstable after she pushes you until you blow up. You might appear smart but unprincipled if you're just the fox. She may enjoy conversing with you, but won't put her trust in you to take the initiative. Both are necessary. Calculation in your silence, strength in your stillness. She can't control you if she can't predict you. She is drawn in by that tension. This is how it operates. Be the fox when she's upset. Remain composed and allow her energy to drain against your silence. Don't respond to every statement. Avoid attempting to correct every mood. Be the lion when she goes too far. Anger is not necessary to make a point. You simply don't move an inch from where you are. She discovers your boundaries are genuine in this way. The majority of men believe that being louder or talking more is a sign of leadership. The reverse is true. Being a leader means maintaining your composure when everything around you tries to topple it. It's recognizing when words cannot express what silence can. It is simultaneously safeguarding your peace and your respect. She senses something uncommon when she sees that you can be both firm and unwavering while also being kind and patient. You can't be put in a box by her. She has no idea which aspect of you she will encounter next. And long after the moment has passed, she is still drawn to that mystery. You're not attempting to win debates. You're not attempting to outsmart her. You're demonstrating that you won't be upset by anything she does. It is possible to be strong without being cruel and kind without being weak. Most men are never able to master that balance. And this is just the start, because the tests no longer feel like attacks. Once you know when to be the fox and when to be the lion, they begin to feel like evidence of your dominance. I'll now demonstrate a move that is so subtle that it can change her perspective without her even recognizing your influence. Forcing your opinion on someone is not how you gain their influence. Making them doubt their own is how you win. Although Machiavelli referred to it as divide and conquer, this strategy is not limited to armies. It functions within an individual's mind. A woman is in control when she feels absolutely certain. She is aware of her desires. She feels secure and rooted. However, control begins to change when even a tiny seed of doubt is sown. There's no need to argue. You don't have to directly challenge her beliefs. All you have to do is get her to stop for a moment. This is how it appears. I hate jealous men, she declares. To be liked, most men would immediately agree. You don't. That's what you think, you say with a small smile. After that, you leave it at that. No follow-up. Don't defend your position. You've made a crack, little but profound. She's intrigued now. What was he trying to say? For what reason would he say that? Is what I just said true? Her thoughts begin to relive the incident. She no longer stands with absolute certainty. She is torn between her long-held beliefs and this novel, inexplicable viewpoint that you presented to her. Never trying to force a conversation is the key. It turns into an argument if you attempt to make your point. Arguments also make people defensive. Her own ideas, however, begin to work for you when you leave the question open. She debates, not with you, but with herself. This is where the true power lies. Most men agree with everything because they want to be liked so badly. In an attempt to increase her attraction, they validate her. However, certainty doesn't create allure. Tension does. And when she is unsure of her own or your position, tension arises. This isn't about cruelly instilling insecurity. Breaking the automatic patterns that cause her to treat you the same as other men is the goal. She is more frank when she is a little unsteady. She is more emotional. She also pays more attention to you when you're in that state. Patience is the key. You don't have to win right away. You don't have to demonstrate your correctness. As long as you don't keep pulling up the seed, it will grow on its own. Allow silence to speak for itself. Let her ponder. Give her the impression that you're not here to fulfill her expectations. A woman who is divided in her own mind is more focused on the one who caused it. This is the reason it works. You made no attempt to manipulate her. You made no attempt to alter her. You merely caused her to think differently than she had anticipated, and it's difficult for her to remove you from her mind once you're in it like that. Machiavelli put it this way: rewards should be given gradually, while injuries should be given all at once. It is effective in both relationships and politics. The majority of men act in the opposite way. They reward too quickly and punish too frequently. They appear emotional and predictable as a result. Don't give someone 5 warnings when they cross your boundaries. Avoid lecturing. Avoid arguing. It only takes one clean move. With no fuss, retreat. Keep quiet. Get out of here. No lengthy explanations or guilt trips, only distance. The impact is immediate. She will sense that something is lacking. Additionally, there is nothing to resist because you didn't fight her. She is left to think for herself. When there is no closure, the mind begins to wonder, have I gone too far? Have I lost him already? Is he permanently gone? The lesson really starts to sink in at that point. Punishment is quick because you want it to be severe and then stop. It becomes noise when you drag it out. Days of cold treatment are not as memorable as a single piercing moment. The reward, however, is equally significant. Rewards ought to be earned and infrequent. You give her something when she is devoted, kind, and demonstrates genuine respect. It need not be large. Take a look, a grin, a genuine compliment. After that, you return to neutral. You don't show her too much attention. She doesn't feel like she has you locked in. Imagine it as a casino. People don't keep playing because they consistently win. It's because they have no idea when the next victory will occur. They remain invested because of that uncertainty. She remains interested when you give her rewards gradually. The next moment is something she wants to earn. It's addictive because of the timing. If she receives too much reward too quickly, she loses interest in it. She is resentful because she has received too much punishment. Giving her just enough to keep her wanting more without making her feel secure enough to take you for granted strikes the right balance. This isn't mean. This is the framework. It's how you instill respect without ever using a loud voice. She won't test the same line again if she knows that crossing you will result in her losing you, even temporarily. She will also value that warmth more when she understands that being kind to you brings warmth, even if it isn't something she requests. In an attempt to win her love, most men try to be incredibly kind. However, love is weak without respect. Understanding that there is a price for losing you and a benefit for keeping you close is the foundation of respect. You make something she can't stop chasing that way. The majority of men stop when they see a woman's beauty. A more intelligent man observes her actions. He picks up on the little changes that most people overlook. How her tone shifts between being with someone she controls and someone she respects. Depending on the person in the room, her posture either becomes more relaxed or more rigid. Her laugh seems genuine at one point, but artificial at another. You're not gazing lustfully. You're paying close attention. Without her knowledge, you're gathering little bits of information. You're not posing inquiries. You're not complimenting people. You are present but silent. You're already inside her head while other men attempt to enter her body. When you speak, you gain power. Not too soon. Not when you're feeling upset. Not to elicit a response. You wait for the right opportunity to speak. Then you say one line, flat and composed, without passing judgment. You speak differently when he's around, or something similar. Alternatively, That laugh didn't sound real. It isn't offensive. It's not a compliment. She wasn't prepared to hear the truth. Additionally, it hits harder because you didn't dress it up. Moments like that are not forgotten by the female mind. How did he notice that? She asks. Has he been observing me all along? Does he see anything else? She feels more than just seen now. She feels vulnerable, not negatively, but in a way that lets her know you're different from the others. The picture she presents to the world doesn't impress you. You've ignored it. You also live in her head once she realizes you can see right through her mask. Because you're not looking for approval, this works. You're not attempting to win her approval. You're demonstrating your ability to grasp a deeper concept effortlessly. Long after you've left, she still thinks about you. It's possible that she will forget compliments. She may forget small talk. However, she will never forget the man who gave a name to something she was attempting to conceal. It alters her perception of herself in your presence. She grows more cautious, self-aware, and interested in what you've learned. You'll need to speak less. The more you do this, she will begin to observe you in the same manner that you observe her, attempting to ascertain your thoughts. The dynamic changes at that point. You are no longer attempting to attract her attention. She's vying for your affection. You become predictable if you are always present, always responding, and always showing up. It's easy to forget predictable. However, you leave a gap when you withdraw abruptly, without protest, and without justification. And gaps are hated by the human mind. They must be filled. She begins to replay your last words, last glance, and last touch as soon as you stop talking. She looks for an explanation. Did she make a mistake? Was she too chilly? Did she go too far? Compared to if you stayed, the space you create makes her think about you more. Absence is only effective if your presence is significant. It won't matter if you didn't give anything in the past. However, she will notice if she has sensed your warmth, attention, and energy, and then it disappears. She begins to remember you in a new way, not as you are, but as something bigger, more elusive, more difficult to hold on to. Most men make the mistake of vanishing in rage. It appears to be a tantrum. Disappear when your worth is assumed, not as a ploy, but as a declaration. You don't disclose your location when you get back. You don't seem resentful. You're the same man you were before, calm and steady. She learns from that contrast that you can leave at any moment without recoiling. You go beyond being a man she liked at this point. You become an indelible part of her life. The man who caused her to doubt herself. The man who altered her perspective on relationships. You will remain in her story even if she moves on and dates other people. Being a chapter she liked isn't the point. It has to do with being the chapter she is unable to change. Perhaps you were the first man to let her go without pursuing her. Perhaps you were the first to set a standard and stick to it, even if it meant losing her. Perhaps you caused her to pause and reflect by questioning her beliefs. Moments like that endure. Most relationships are forgotten. They remember the pivotal moments. She will continue to think about you long after you are gone, if you can be connected to that pivotal moment. She may not mention your name. She may not mention you, but you're always there when she recalls the change in her story. Tightening your grip on her is not the goal of control. It's about understanding that you can let go and still be remembered by her. Because of this, effective absence has greater power than continuous presence. The sound that reverberates is the silence. She keeps trying to find the answer to this unsolved question. She will never be able to move on from you because of this. Please click the like button if this video made you think. Tell me in the comments what caught your attention the most. To ensure you don't miss the next video, subscribe now if you want more that delve deeper into power, attraction, and control. This channel's videos are all designed to make you more observant, composed, and difficult to replace. Check out the other videos on the channel after you're done here. Each one will advance you and relates to what you just learned. This is only the beginning of your growth.